UK pounds, roughly $300. You know, I could have put in a lot more money than that, but I really wanted to test this out, and because that's affordable by most people. You know, if you go putting £10,000 in an investment program, you know, not a lot of people are going to follow you. But I thought for £240, if you can grow to the $100,000 pack in, well, it doesn't matter if it's several years, you know, what was there to lose? And I can lose 240 quid. But it's not about the loss. And so I started off, and I'm going to show you my back office, and I did nothing. I didn't even log in for 3 weeks. So take a look at this, and I'll start to show you how it all works. So share my screen. He says share, and with any luck, oh, it wants me to log in again. Here we go. Great. It was logged in, but it must have timed out. So let's just log in. Save my password. You've got your security from your Google Authenticator, so you have to do that as well, but that's relatively straightforward if you haven't used this before. And we're going to open up to questions at the end, so just make a note of those if you have them, and Beverly and I will go through those, and then we've got our expert joining if we come on. So when you log into Cash FX, you start off, thumbs up, Beverly, see my screen okay? Brilliant. So you start off, you have your referral link, and your referral link is, you know, just like as an Airbnb host, I have a referral link. And if I refer somebody to Airbnb, they kindly reward me. So that's fairly straightforward and pretty standard. That's at the top there, your referral link. Then you have your dashboard. So your dashboard is your main elements of what's going on, your summary of what's going on. So I'm just going to take you through a little tour, and I'm going to record this. We wanted to record it, didn't we? Or are you recording already? You are, brilliant. Beverly's recording it for me, which is great. So here we can see that my lifetime earnings, my lifetime return is $565. Now, I started at the beginning of October, about October the 4th or 5th, and I'll show you that. And I did nothing for 3 weeks. And that is made up of trades and introductions. So where you see the green box, that's all from my introductions to sharing with other people. And this bare capital here is just trading on the foreign currency exchange market. Now, I don't know anything about trading. It's quite an interesting subject. But the trades are done for me, and you get a daily update. So if we just switch around, we are going to jump about a bit, but the idea here is for you not to learn about it, but to see, I call it a demonstration. If you do want to understand the back office, we've got, you'll have your own, and you can go through it. You can't really damage anything. And we're always on hand to ask additional questions. But if I go into my finance and ask the trading pool, this gives me a weekly update. So every day you can see every day for a week, and then it tots up and moves. So my daily trade yesterday, I've got $350 being traded. I earned £4.94. Now I know if I put $350 in my bank accounts, I might have to leave it there for five years or more to get $4.94 with the interest rates. And it tells me the percentage of the daily rate that it was paid. So tomorrow morning, when I wake up, Wednesday morning, Tuesday's trade will be in there, and it accumulates for 5 days for me. And then it pops it on the dashboard. It will summarize it in the red block here. And this will add to my total trade gains. So the idea is, I've got $85 in my account balance. And because I'm one of these, I'm quite, cautious. When that gets to $100, I will move that back to my wallet. So your minimum withdrawal is $100. And then each time I get to that, I move it out. So out of my 565, I've moved out 480, and of which some I've invested, and I've got about 150 quid's worth of cash sitting in what's called a wallet, where I can use that to do my next upgrade, which will be to the $1,000 pack. And so I will continue. So I want to sort of withdraw a little bit and invest most of it. So I'll get my original investment back in total. Then everything else in the business is completely profitable moving along. Now, we also have these leadership ranks. So you have them in all home-based businesses. You move up the ranks, and you get paid more and you get bonuses. So let's have a look at those. If I go down here, you'll see that I've got my rank qualifications, and it says my next rank here is I'm 17% on the way to the first rank, which is executive. So it gives you a running total of where you want to go. Now, the other thing with this business that I really like is you can opt to build a business, or you can just leave the investment there. So I know Josh is on the call. He's from France. In my house, we have some non-negotiables. They're very, very few, probably 1 a year or 2 a year. But a non-negotiable was Josh had a pack for his birthday. So it's a little investment for him. And he's on the call today to learn and see if he wants to take it any further by sharing it with a few friends. But if you don't, in his, he'll have in his screen what he's earned from the Bear Capital. Now, even if you are a passive trader, we do have a facility where they can earn off the team, even if you do nothing. And obviously there's a lot to take in here. So I'm trying to keep it nice and straightforward. And there's extra resources and videos. That's what we have in our home-based businesses. They're like franchises. So systems and processes are so important, but everything is available for us. Videos on the back office, videos on training on how the commissions work. You can even learn to trade with this system. So if you wanted to, spend a couple of years actually learning how to be a trader, we actually have the courses available for people to learn to trade online in foreign currencies. So it's not just, you can be a passive investor, a team builder, and you can learn to do your own trades. So we have these account processes here. So you can see I'm trading on the $500 pack here. And it tells me how I'm doing with my pack. And then you have something called Bear Capital and Bull Capital. Now, I didn't know where those words had come from or what they were when I started, and I'm still no expert, but I know the Bear Capital is what I earn from the trades that are done automatically, and the Bull Capital is from my team. And it's just like building a team in my conventional company. I built a team of salespeople, and I helped those salespeople, and I coached those salespeople to deliver, and I supported those salespeople to go out and get the business in my IT firm. So what we've got here is, you do earn money from your team in what's called fast start bonuses and uni-level progress. So as when we all start this business, when we start Cashflow, we are already placed as what's called an ace trader. That's our first rank, okay? And as an ace trader, you get paid the uni level 4 levels deep automatically. So that's how that works. And then when you move up to the next rank, you'll automatically get paid the uni level bonus, which we can explain up to 6 levels deep. So these are our summaries, and you can see the pack will work until it's 200%. So out of $500, this is the agreement is they will agree to pay back double the pack. So that's 1,000. And then there is a 20% when we do the withdrawal that goes back into the team funds. So that goes back into the team. So it's a very clever system. You get paid when you sponsor somebody in, and you get paid also when there's a withdrawal. So you get paid initially, and again, so it's sort of this, the retention here is clearly going to be 100%. There is no auto ship fees, there's no monthly fees, and the CFX company take nothing out of our investments. They only earn money from what they do with our trades. So they take a skim of the trade rather than any of our money that we invest or take out, which again is quite unique in my experience. I haven't seen anything quite like this before. So from starting off, somebody is quite frustrated now that I didn't sort of get going from the get-go on their first inquiry and take more of an interest. I've only actively been doing this probably for less than a month now. So let me show you some of the other interesting information that the back office systems provide for you. When I had my conventional company, I had to design and develop all the back office systems and implement them and train the people myself or with our teams. There was a fair few of us. But this tells me here about the fast starts. I've shown you the trading pool. The most interesting one here is what's called balance. Now, if I go to balance, what it's going to show you is my complete history from day one. So I'm just going to display all of that. So if we look here, you'll see that I actually started right back in the 11th of October was my first Saturday when I got my payment of $7.27, which isn't a great deal, but from small acorns, big oaks grow. So if I click on trading pool, that's where it's come from. You'll see that back in those days, these were my trades. So I was trading this at this point on the $300 pack. And I had 3 trading days that week because you have to, you wait 3 working days before your trades kick in. So on the 8th, 9th and 10th of October, I received 1.72%, 0.98 and 0.76. So a really good day, a medium day, and then a not so good day in the CFX world. And these are the money that went into my account, 361,206. And as you can see, nothing happened. And then the next week, I mean, I hadn't even logged in at this stage, guys. The next week on the 17th, the next Saturday, I was paid again. And these are the 5 days. And as I say, I did absolutely zip, didn't even log on. Just put my money in it. But I was added to the group and I thought, oh, Jesus, another group. And I kept getting these emails and the automated processes kicked in. And then suddenly this light bulb hit and introduced it, showed Beverly and Debbie on the call, and everything spiraled from there, really. So this week I was paid for the whole 5 weeks. Our systems automatically trade 24/7, Monday to Friday, whilst I'm asleep across the globe in different parts of the world. So that's good as well. You got the 5-day trades, and what you can see on this, it's like a drill. We call this in the IT trade drilling down or drilling in. So I can see I've got my trading pool for my week 3 that I did nothing, guys. Here, that's that next week. And then you can see here was my first fast start bonus when Beverly joined on the 27th of October. So if I drill into the fast start bonus, it's say Beverly Price, she bought the Academy pack. It was the $500 pack, and I was paid a $75 commission. Then back to the trading pool, another week's trading. So you've got another 5 days earnings again. And then we've got something called the uni level bonus. And this is where it pays you a smaller percentage, but for 4 levels deep. So you click on that one, and then I can see that I got paid on Beverly's again. So I've got 2 payments for sponsoring Beverly, and Beverly introduced a guy called Rob. And I got paid, that's Beverly's, it was my level 2, and is your level 1. As I say, you get paid down 4 levels deep. So what I'm really demonstrating to you here is that you see exactly where your money is coming from, and then you've got a running total of the balance here until I decided to draw out $300. So on the 8th of November, I took out $300. And you can see that withdrawal there, and it adjusts my balance and start from the 782. And then last Thursday, I withdrew another $180, takes me down to 15. So I'm taking the money out, and then it's moved back up to $84, which is rounded up on the total screen. And then this week's trade gets added to that on the Saturday, as well as the uni level bonuses for the 4 levels deep. And the fast start bonuses generally get on the screen within about 24 hours. So that's in the finance system, and you have all of these interesting. The other thing that I was quite keen on, not that I am driven by this, is leadership prizes. So if you go into the leadership prize, and is Josh still on the call, or has he gone? Maybe he's gone. But you can see here, when you get to your first level, you can have an iPad, or you can have the cash equivalent. The next level up is the Rolex or the cash equivalent. And then as you move up the ranks, you have a luxury travel holiday, cars, and so on. And you know, you've got to put in a lot of work. You've got to be a serious contender to go up the ranks. But again, we haven't got to do this tomorrow. You know, I'm in this for the long term. I see it as not a get rich quick scheme, but driving, you know, a stable residual income moving forwards, which is what I'm about. So there's also other areas. If you look at your networks, you've got here like uni-level pending team, and you can click on this and it'll tell you who's registered and not yet paid, which is great. So I was sharing with Beverly this afternoon that she's now got 5 people that are registered and not yet paid. And as you can see there, I have 1 person that's registered and not yet paid. So you've got a nice pipeline of people who say they're registered. You can go in there and see that they're in the system, and you can give them some assistance if they need help with their payment processes and things like that. So that was under pending team. And then you can have a look at your uni-level tree, which is a tree structure of the people you've sponsored and the teams. So you can see how that's building up. I think there's a total of 15 or 16 now in total. And you can see how that's all built. And then we also have this thing called, he says as he scrolls his screen around, oops, can't even move it now. Then what's happened here? Oops. Lost it. Let's go back to the top. There we go. You also have something called the force matrix, and the force matrix, the matrix tree, is something we don't have any control over. So when people join, they get popped in the matrix, and with this, it's where people will earn from people withdrawing money out of the system. And this is where completely passive investors who just want to trade and they don't want to team build also share, and it's not excessive initially. I believe that it starts off small and slowly builds depending on the teams. So that's, I think the other thing I wanted to show you, oh yeah, there's 2 more things. If I go into, how do you get your money out? That's what everybody says. I just go to withdrawal request. I have already loaded my wallet into here. I just enter the withdrawal amount. I can't at the moment because I haven't got enough. I need a minimum of 100 and submit it. If you want to see how your withdrawals are progressing, so they take about 2 to 3 working days to withdraw, I go to finance again and withdrawal status, and you'll see there's my 2 withdrawals, my request date and my date paid. And then you have the amount I've completed, and then the fee. I don't think it's correctly described here. The fee is really rewards to the team. Okay, there's no fee from Cash FX here. It's a 20% that I put back into the team as a, I guess, yeah, as part and parcel of the system for making the money in the first place. So I'm still getting a really good return on my investment, although people need to understand how the fee works, because there has been some pushback on, I'm not sure I like that. But when you actually understand how clever this is, it's something that I'm completely confident that really works well for everybody involved. So that's on the finance side of things. The other thing on the account, you can see your payment history going in. So this is the payment history of the packs that I bought. So my original purchase was on the 2nd of the 10th, and I started trading on the 7th of the 10th. And then I upgraded my pack with a further $200 on the 11th of the 11th, which started 6. So it took me exactly 1 month to upgrade, but I didn't do anything for the first 3 weeks, as I keep saying, which I'm really frustrated about, because I should have got off the ground running a bit quicker. So you've got what you can see in the back office of CFX is, it's clearly displayed. You've got your dashboard with your summaries at the front, and then you can find the reports about your finance or your team, or any other information through the reporting functionality there. And I think that's really all I've got to say at the moment. And Beverly is going to take some questions, and we're going to go through there. But before I introduce you, I'll stop sharing my screen. Beverly, I've known for a number of years in home-based business. She's been at the top of her game in corporate for many, many years, and lived in some 83 countries, or traveled to and visited 83 countries. Her job moved her to Australia. So she has great Australian connections, and now has currently moved back to the UK, got connections in Dubai and across the planet. So I don't know how long you're planning to stay in the UK, Beverly, but the nice thing is with these businesses, CashFX is open in 190 countries, and you can do it when you want to do it from your laptop or your phone even. So it's very portable. Yeah. So Beverly, I'll open up to you and you can manage our questions and answers.
Thanks so much, Andy. And you're absolutely right. I think what I love about this is, you know, you can do it from anywhere. And what I found really interesting, because I've done 2 other businesses and still have 2 other businesses, home-based businesses going at the moment, is the fact that this appeals to potentially a very different audience to the other businesses. Much more, I found much more, I say male and business-minded, should I say, rather than male, business-minded people who actually can get it. You know, what I like about this is it's about building a residual income, and it's happening over time. And you're basically, every time you upgrade your contracts, you're making basically a 60% profit every time your contract's made. So if you consider it that, you know, like even if Andy's taken, well, if he was going to, you know, fulfill his contract and his $300 contract, he'd be $600 he's getting for his $300. So where by the time the 20% taken out, he's basically getting a return of 60%, which is pretty awesome, I think. So yeah, if anybody's got any questions, we might have to put your back office up again, Andy, if we
yeah, sure.
We do that. But I mean, I just thought it'd be good to get, like we had one of these last week. It was really good. Everyone could answer a question. So has anybody got any questions that are?
Oh, Nick has.
Watch out! Watch out!
Hello, look, guys. Really, very, very useful. You know, we've only just joined this, and very similar to you, Andy, as you know, kind of like left it sort of dormant a little bit, and these are very useful to actually improve our understanding. Again, probably a bit of a dumbass question, but Andy, you have been taking, you took out 180 and you took out 300. So you know that little wheel that goes around and you're 116%.
Yes.
Take out money. Am I assuming correctly that that wheel just keeps on going round until you fulfill your contract? Or does it shrink back? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I thought it was going to shrink back when I upgraded, but it actually continued going around.
Yeah.
Now, I have watched a training video on this, and but even despite watching it, it's on a note to watch it again, because I was confused to whether it goes round on my original 200 pack to 200 or whether it's now moving on the 500. So I need to watch that. Now, the gentleman that's coming on at 8 o'clock, I'm sure we can park that for him, because he's over the last 9 months, he's gone from the $300 pack to a 100,000 pack. So I'm sure he'll have the answer specifically on that. The circles are described as targets. I'll just display my screen again, and we'll just have another look.
Can I, while you're doing that, so I watched the video and then I said to Andy, watch his video, because we're all learning at the same time, right? Basically, this whole program runs on a 30-day rolling program. So basically, rather than it being a month and cut off, boom, you start from naught, it basically rolls every 30 days. So points drop off the back end and points come in the front end. That's if you're building a business. You don't have to build a business to the leadership ranks, but if you want to get all the prizes, that's what you have to do. And the whole thing's a bit like a snowball. Like, you know, it just gathers and gathers and gathers momentum. Anyway, I'll shut up now, Andy.
Oh, no, that's all very useful. So you do have these circles, and they are designed to be, that's your target to get to your, now these here, this one here, the circles don't go to 100%. So there's the red one, the uni-level progress, which is my team progress. It goes to 200%, and the same with my trading, if I was just doing the trade. So when either of those two, as I understand it, hit 200%, then your pack is deemed to have been, you know, dealt with. So you want to upgrade before you get to the conclusion of the pack. Over here,
Sorry, just on that note, you don't have to, right? The options are to basically fulfill your contract. So you're basically buying in to, say, a $300 contract or a $500 contract. Their promise to you is that you'll get 200% of that back, of which 20% will go into a payment field, like payment matrix. So you'll be getting more money back from other people when that happens to people in your team. So one option is you wait till it expires, you go, thank you, fulfills, you go, thank you very much, you take the money, boom, off you go, you don't have to do anything. Option 2 is basically you can top it up. So basically $500 to get to 1,000, you'll need another 500, which is what I'm doing in a minute. So basically I'm going to basically put the extra 500 in, and then I will have $1,000 contract, and that will go. So my 200% is 2,000, but when I get, say, 1,300, I will go in and top it up, but with earnings that I'm earning through the system. So I'm not adding any more of my own money. And that's what I absolutely love about this, is the fact that I'm not having to fork out thousands. I can do, and people come in and put 5,000 by 10,000 contracts, whatever. And looking at the percentage return, actually, I was talking to Andy about this, like it's like if you had to spare 100 grand sitting around, you would do, because, you're getting literally $1,000 a day, I think, or a week, well, $1,000 a week or something like that. I'll double check those figures. But
No,
you're getting a lot.
It was 900 for those people who had 100 grand in their pack yesterday. Their payment was $900 and something for one day.
So
$1,000 a day.
So if I just want to play it back a little bit and see if I get this right. It's probably the way that my brain works best. So I bought a $1,000 pack. That then I'm just going to let it run, and then it runs to $2,000, and then the contract is completed. So the obligation from CFX is completed. As I cash out, I give 20% back into the pool. So I now have cash in effect of 1,800. And the next pack up for me,
600, no? 20%.
Yeah, 1,600.
Yes,
she's on it.
She's on it. So 1,600. So my next pack up, if I choose to upgrade my pack, is 2,000. So I have to put my 1,600 back plus another 400 to get the two. Is that right? That is right, isn't it? Yeah.
If you let your pack expire, yes.
Yeah.
But if you want to, if that's your intention, then it would be advantageous to upgrade before your pack expires, when you'd only have to put in another 1,000.
Okay, just run that by me again. Just run that by me again. So if I'm gradually moving up to 1,000, say 1,500.
So you get 1,300 in there, Nick. You'd basically go and show them where you go and upgrade, Andy, on your back office. You go to this site. You go. So
I could upgrade here. I just choose upgrade, and then, in your example, let's say that your pack had got us to, you've got quite a bit of money in there. You would take that out. You would need, let's say 1,300 or 1,400 or so, and then you just choose to upgrade. So here, if I was upgrading from my pack now, which is a 500 pack, to the 1,000 pack, my contribution is 500 to get there. So you pay the difference. Okay.
Yep. So
it's
advantageous to upgrade your pack before it completes.
Correct. Yeah, absolutely.
And is there a point? Is there a number? Is there a percentage?
Yes, over 20%.
Right, it's the 20%.
Yeah.
Was I over 20% when I upgraded?
No, but you didn't, Debbie. You just added the money in, yeah. So you added your own cash.
Yeah.
But we're talking about basically if you're just using trades and fast start bonuses. So you're not actually adding any of your own money, but you can add your own money. So you could upgrade. Andy could upgrade to a $5,000 pack as long as he put his own money in and whatever he wants to put from here.
Yeah, I understand that. No, actually, I didn't understand that before. Actually, it's very useful.
Brilliant. That's the whole point of these tools, to fill in the gaps for new users.
Yeah.
And
what it's doing is allowing you to trade on a bigger pack before you've actually got there.
Yep.
Brilliant. Any other questions?
I have a question.
Go for it, Deb. Go for it.
Okay, so this is really this is like, I don't know if this is a mad question, but no question's a mad
We
question.
like mad questions. It doesn't matter. Yeah.
Right. So when Andy, when you got yours, you just said you left it for 3 weeks and left it dormant, and you didn't really do anything. It just sort of did its own thing.
Yes.
So when you say that you've started doing something with it, what is it that you've started doing to make something of it? Now, from my understanding, is that building a team of people? Is that what you're doing with it to create the momentum?
Yes, absolutely. Well, when I first joined, I don't think I told anybody because, people who know me, sometimes I'll do all sorts of stuff, and I've been involved in a number of different things, and I'm really interested in stuff. So one, I did it, one, because this guy had been asking me for so long. I was quite skeptical because I've lost money on a shady platform before. So I wanted to really test the water for a bit. And when I was testing the water and I did watch some of the training videos. With all finance investment and things like this, there is risk. But the more I looked at it and I was understanding their regulation and how they're regulated, and then moving forwards, they're going to have more regulation, and they're changing things up in December to sort of wrap our money so our money belongs to us, not them. Which I don't understand it until it's released and we get some training on it. But the regulation is so important for me. And equally, if I'm going out there to share it with people on LinkedIn or with people I know, I need to be really happy with that. So I didn't do anything for 3 weeks because busy, lack of interest, and so on and so forth. But when I started to talk to Debbie and Beverly about it, that was when, there's something that shifted. It's like, hang on a minute, there's real potential here. Let's understand the team building pay plan. Let's understand what's going on. And then through that understanding, I've introduced some more people and supported Debbie and Beverly and Dee in, introducing others and putting on the call last week and this week. So as you can see, in a few short 2 months, we've got a business out the box, which is growing. And this balanced listing here that I showed you before is so transparent that it shows you exactly what's going on somebody's account, and your account will build like this. And if you do nothing, you'll have the trading pool each week. And if you introduce people, you'll be paid a fast start bonus and the uni level bonus. And the choice is up to the individual where they want to take this. And that's what I like as well. There's never any pressure. There's only support.
Yeah. Can I just add to that as well? So, for example, my mum has done $1,000 contract, and she's 83. Good on her. She's absolutely very excited to get some money in, saying this is more money than she's getting in her bloody pension plan. I can tell you that much. But what the thing with her is that she's not going to build a team. She's looking at pure investment, and there is a mathematical Excel spreadsheet that we've got in our back office. Well, not in the back office, in our files, that somebody's done based on a 5% return a week, and we at the moment get between 5 and 7% per week. So based on just the lowest level of that 5%, it will take you 4.5 years purely just on the trading pool. So not building a team, on the trading pool, to get from the $300 pack to $100,000 pack, based on the pure maths of it. So that's what really excited me about it as well, is the fact that you didn't have to build a team. So as an investment platform, it's a really good option, full stop anyway. You do that by, obviously, when your trades get to 120%, you cash it in, upgrade, you cash it in, upgrade. But there's literally a spreadsheet that shows how that works.
I've got another question.
Yep, go for it.
Okay, so you said that you built a team, and it's the first 4 that you get. Is that you get money on?
So basically, it goes 4 levels down. So if Andy, like I'm at Andy's level 1, my level 2 would be somebody, his level 2, I'm his level 1. Somebody I enrolled would be his level 2. Somebody they enrolled to be level 3, and then level 4. So while you're at the beginning, it's 4 levels deep, but as you progress through the ranks, it allows it to go deeper and deeper. So the reason behind it is that it's encouraging you, it's encouraging you to build wide. So build a team that's wide, and then obviously the people going down. But from my understanding, and like literally we're new on this as well, from my understanding, as you go and get to the higher rank, so you start off, the first rank is executive, then manager, then director, and Brian, who's coming on in a minute, is director. Right, as that happens, it goes down, so you get further, you get deeper in terms of the amount, you know, you can get paid. So for us, just starting out, 4 levels deep is fine, because we're not, you know, like, we're just starting out. But as you carry on going, you'd want to try and get deeper than that.
So basic, because so when you say 4 levels deep, that's, say for instance, so Andy, you've signed up Beverly signed up Debbie. I don't know if that is the way it works, but so do you still get monetary rewards from their sign-ups?
Yeah, so let's explain. So when I have a personal enrollment, we call them personal enrollments when we sponsor them ourselves. Okay, so if you sponsor your friend Jack, for example, Debbie, Jack would be your level 1, okay, and it would be Dee's level 2, okay, because you're Dee's level 1 because she sponsored you. Make sense? So you can enroll as many people as you want, and they'll all be on your level 1 to start with. So Dee's on your level 1, Jack, James, anybody, you sort of build this horizontal wide line. Okay, that's your level 1s, your personal enrollments.
Why don't you show it on the uni level on here, Andy, while you're
Yeah, it shows it sort of vertically. So I'll show you mine and how it works out. So I'll take it down in the size.
Yeah, take it down.
And
right
then
down.
like that. So you can see on the left, we have me and mine, my first line. So Beverly, Debbie, Josh, Sydney and Dee is my level 1. And as you can see here, if I just go back, see this, if I get stuck, my mouse doesn't move. Oh, there we go. Oh, hang on, that's it. So Beverly, you can see, has enrolled Paul. That's Beverly's level 1, my level 2. Because there's Andy, Beverly, and Paul. Does that make sense?
And Kate's your level 3.
And Kate's my level 3. If Kate enrolls somebody else, that's my level 4. And then if that person enrolls somebody else, that's my level 5. And I don't qualify for level 5 uni level payments at the moment. So I get paid 4 levels deep. We all get paid 4 levels deep to start with. So if I go down a bit further, in fact, if I show you on the tree, Debbie, Deb, and go up, you'll see Dee has sponsored you. You're here, okay? So Dee is my level 1, you're my level 2, and the people you sponsor will go here, and they'll be my level 3, okay? But you're level 1, okay? Is this making any sense?
You're on mute.
Yeah, it is. I think it's, I mean, literally, I've only started this yesterday.
I know, this afternoon. So
You're
welcome.
getting a massive big training session. It's brilliant.
Yeah. So and literally went on the trading site today. So it's just exciting. You know, it's good to be involved. But yeah, I'm sure I shall learn as I
And
go.
Debbie, you know, you'll learn as you go along. Seriously, we've been doing it a month. We were like, are we qualified to do this call tonight? But you know what, we just learned, because we've been bantering and chatting, and the more you talk about it, the more questions that come up. We don't know everything, but you know, it's good to start somewhere.
Oh.
Yeah, I've got a whole list of, I've started a book. I've started a little book with lots of stuff in it, and I've got a list of people that I'm going to go and ask, but I'm starting
to say, Deb, before you do anything, we have what's called the Power Builder videos. There's 6 of them. They say do not do or talk to anybody. We've got scripts. They literally have done everything for you. So do not talk to anybody at all before you have gone through the Power Builder training.
Where are they?
Videos.
Where
You should be given a link. Well, you'll be given a link. Andy will give you a link anyway. But literally, we've got OneDrive. We've got everything in there. The scripts. The biggest thing for me was shutting up and just reading and listening and doing. Because if you start talking, you don't need to talk. There's a presentation that does all the talking. The presentation you saw does all the talking for you. You do not want to be starting to talk about this, because I'm not a trader. I don't want to be a Forex trader. All I know that the money's there.
Yeah, no, cool. Okay. Once I get the link, then I will shut up now and I'll watch those videos.
No, seriously, it's the biggest thing. In fact, in one of the scripts, it says do not talk to anybody within 24 hours of signing up, and make sure you watch these videos, because
Okay.
otherwise you end up confusing people, and that's the last thing you need to do.
Great.
Andy, can I ask you a question?
Yeah, go on.
You know, you said you drew money out.
Yes.
But is that going to affect the time span of you going to the next pack?
Not the
Good
money out,
question.
because it's trading continually. I can't have that money back because I've invested in a pack. And what I've taken out is my earnings. So from the finance tab on the balance, you see I actually start with sort of zero. So although I've put money in,
Yeah.
I've handed that cash to CFX for bonuses and trading. So as you can see down here, my balance was nothing. And then my first 3 days earned 727. So this is my return on my investment here. So
Right.
these are all my returns from investment and team building. And then when it got up to $307,
Yeah.
I withdrew the 300, of which the 20% goes back into the teams, and I would have had 240. And that's, as I say, now I've found everything. I didn't know where all this was to beginning. I had no idea. And if I go to my withdrawal status, you'll see the withdrawal status here. So I've got my 300, £60 goes back into team bonuses, 240 comes to me. And
Right.
then I use the $200 to upgrade my pack, right? From my $300 pack to my $500 pack. And I've got 40 quid in my account ready to do with whatever I want, which I'll apply to. And I really wanted to move pack by pack from my own returns on the investments to demonstrate. I'm itching to get going. I put 5,000 in tomorrow to get more returns. But I see that as, you know, I just want to build this story so that people can build something from 300, you know, that don't have 5,000 to put in, you know, or don't have a bigger number. And so I'm sure I'll get itchy feet, and I'll maybe get up to 2,000 manually and then boost it a bit. But at the moment, I just want to see it go step by step. So I'm keeping my foot firmly on the brake as well, if that makes sense. Does that answer your question, Mary?
Yeah, I was just trying to understand the logic of what you were doing.
Okay, does that make sense now?
Yeah.
Okay, good, brilliant. So how many more questions have we got?
We've got 10 minutes before Brian's coming on. So if anybody else has got any questions.
I do have a question.
Great, go for it.
I know you guys have been in for a month or two, but how long has this been around?
Right, it's been around for 15 months. It's based out of Panama. It's the regulation comes through FX, which is an award-winning trading company. It's got 110,000 members at the moment, and it hasn't had a negative day's trading in 15 months. So to me, they use something called bots. I've never heard of this before. They use something called bots, which are algorithms and automations that do things like scalping the market. So it's a whole new language to me. So they'll go along and like go and make hundreds of thousands of little bits to shave off profit. Don't know how they do it, but you know, it seems to work. Andy, you probably know more than I do. Would you like to describe it better than that?
To be honest, I'm not sure I do. I know they've got an expert trading team that also design and develop the software. So the traders can actually manipulate the software for when market changes. So when they first started out before the COVID, they got better returns that we're getting at the moment. And then they had to switch off the automatic artificial intelligence and do it manually because they hadn't envisaged, you know, nobody had got geared up for a COVID environment. So they actually went back and the expert traders did the trades manually. And now I'm not quite sure whether they switch the bots back on again or whether do part and part. But the nice thing is on resources, we've got something called a web TV. And if I show you this here, it tells you the currency pairs that they're trading. So their trading is live. And you can see here, you can pick what currency you want to look at. I mean, this absolutely means nothing to me. but I guess these are the rates of the what's going on. And if you look very closely in certain areas, you can see there's a little buy there, and then sometimes you can see sales or whatever, but it's sort of the live trading going on that we can display on our back office on a laptop, a tablet, or a mobile phone. So as I say, it's all here, but you can look at the trading pairs that we do, but how it's done, you know, I don't know anything about the trades.
It's
But
very
then-
interesting, actually, wasn't it? Because when we were chatting to, there's a guy called Andrew Martin, who actually I knew, and then I found out he was doing this as well. And he's done a Forex trading or dabbled in it before. And he was just saying about these pairs, they normally pick between sort of about 8 pairs, and they literally focus on those 2 for 24 hours. And then, you know, if one goes up or down, so they're making money every time it goes down. And the difference between this and, say, the stock market is the fact that on the stock market, you've got things like, you know, mergers and acquisitions, you've got, you know, stuff affecting the climate, the world that affects companies, etc. So it's much more dramatic on the stock market, whereas it tends to be literally they're just doing pairs. So you're literally doing 2 currencies against each other and betting on whether they're going to go up or down. But to have 15 months and not have a negative day, I think is pretty cool.
So there's no membership fee. There's no monthly fee. There's no membership fee. You're just putting in your 300, your 500, whatever you go in as, and then their cut is the 20% every time you
No,
upgrade.
that's not their cut. That 20% goes back into to pay us. Yeah. So their cut is basically they make more on the trades than they give us. We're capped at 15% a week. So at the moment we're getting about, we think we've got about 6.5%, 7% last week. I think Andrew said he's known it be 9%. So 15% is a lot, right? So we're capped at 15%, but they probably make more on that. They've got the 3 days when they have the money before it goes, we get any money on it on the trade. So they probably make money on that. So they don't make any money physically on the front end or the back end of our money. That all goes into paying the team, and it encourages us to either share, or if you're a passive member, you're getting 2 lots of income. One is from the matrix, as in people, you know, at the back end, that 20%, and 2 is the trades. So yes, cash effects don't make any money physically, like you know, like that 20% or anything like that. No.
Yeah.
But sure,
And-
sorry.
Just one more question. As let's say you become a director, whatever the levels are, if you're growing a team, is that when you can earn more percentage, or is it always capped at 15?
That the trade's capped at 15, that we'll all be getting the same amount per day, won't we, Andy? You should be on. You're on mute, mate.
I was coughing away, so I went on mute. So we don't actually get any more on the trades. The trade is all the same. As you grow, obviously, and increase the pack size, you're trading more cash, so your return is greater. If you're part of the WhatsApp chat group, they send around the trading totals, so you can see how much you earn for each pack on each day. But you actually earn from the bigger depth. So as you move up the ranks, you get paid more percentages and more depth on the uni level, and on the bull capital as well, in what's called the forced matrix. So again, there's a training video on how that works, which really, you know, the incentives to move up the ranks and build a business out of this is the prizes when you reach the ranks and what it opens up. So I know that if, for example, you know, Beverly starts building deep because she's one of the key, she's building the team, I won't get paid on Beverly's levels 5 and 6, and neither will Beverly's get paid on her level 5 and 6 until the next rank is reached. And that's the same for everybody that's in the business. So that's how the ranks work.
Okay, thank you.
And that, Ian, that was your question as well. Ian put a question in the chat that I've only just seen, so I haven't got the chat open, but spotted a couple of messages in there. So Ian, did that answer your question on how you get paid on levels 5 and 6? You have to, I can just show you actually on here as well before we get to, if I go to dashboard, it tells me how far I am away from the next rank. So if I scroll down, to here, my first rank is executive. It says that I've got 4,200 points that I need out of 25,000 points, and I'm 17% of the way there. And I also need 3 personal enrollments, 3 referrals. So it's fine because I've got 5 personal referrals, and that unlocks the uni level 5 and 6. It also tells me that I can't have any more points, more than 15,000 from one team. So I can't just let Beverly do all the work because, you know, I've got to spread that across the teams. You can't just ride on one person or one team, which is great as well. So you have to support and introduce others to reach the next rank. So it's all visually there. And there's another great video, interestingly enough. Beverly and I go walking in the morning, and
Not together.
they're not together, but we always listen to one of the videos. They're about an hour long. There's 17 hours of them, but they're really something to look forward to. Great subjects, and I am absolutely addicted, I think, to watching these trainings. And of course, you don't pick it all up on the first time, so you have to watch them a second time to get it to sort of start to sink in and your knowledge build. But it's great because you can earn while you learn. A lot of industries, you've got to do the course, invest the money, study for a year or so before you can then go out and find a way of getting a return on that investment. With this, you earn while you learn, which is great.
I was going to say, and the biggest thing is you don't have to do any bloody trading, because I spent 2 years doing in Australia, trying to learn how to trade, thinking I could do it. And seriously, you have to know so much. The risk is so massive. So the fact we're letting the pros do everything and we just get the returns, I can't understand how amazing it is, really. Mary, a question.
I can win-win though, because you've got those experts doing the training or trading, and what they're doing is, they're making a profit out of us putting our money in. However, we're making a profit too out of the bit of money that we're putting in. So it is just a win-win, because they're doing what they're good at, and we're just learning as we go, as you say. I just think, sounds amazing.
I totally agree with you. And to say that, my mum's bank, Lloyd, she gets 0.01% in her savings account, and I'm like, it's crazy. And Alison, who's a friend of ours on here, she said, Beverly, I have a lot of money in the bank and I get £3 a month interest. And the other day, on her first day's trading, she got like $4.50, which is more than £3 in one day. I just went, it just, it's just people don't believe the returns that they're getting for us. But until you actually take a look at it and actually have a look, it's you realize it is real. That's what excites me.
So would you suggest take, as you did, Andy, you let it get to a certain point and then took the money out, just so that you can then take it out of there, so that they're not going to use it as trading and it doesn't actually go astray in there? You can just
my process is going to be, when I get to $100, I'm gonna withdraw it back. And sorry, Ian, you had a question before the guy arrives at 8. I think he's going to join us.
He's on another call, so when he joins.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Did that answer your question, Debs?
Yeah, it did.
Okay. Ian, did you have a question? I saw you with your hand.
Jen's got a question as well. She's got a hand up. Where's
I'll
Ian?
let Ian go.
You can go. Go on, Ian.
Yeah. So first question, can you get the Porsche in blue? Because I want to. But yeah, secondly, so could you explain again? So this money, when you make your withdrawal, does this go straight into your nationwide account? Could you explain again how you do the withdrawal, and does it go straight into your bank?
Okay, I'll explain. To get money in and out, we use a universal currency, which is a Bitcoin. And to use Bitcoins, we use a wallet. So there's wallets and exchanges. I use Coinbase. So my Coinbase account, I put in pounds, okay, and then I move my pounds to Bitcoin, and then I buy my packs with Bitcoin. When I do the withdrawal, CashFX sends the Bitcoin to my wallet in Bitcoin, where I have the choice to put it back in my NatWest immediately, or I can leave it in my wallet just like a wallet with your cash in, it's a wallet with Bitcoin in it. Now, if I leave it with the wallet with Bitcoin, of course, the value of Bitcoin goes up and down on a daily basis. If it goes up, I win, and if it goes down, I lose. And that's just as per the trading. And at the moment, I've got roughly 140 quid in there, or dollars worth of Bitcoin that's going up at the moment because Bitcoin is going up. So I'm happy with it in my wallet, but equally, I can have it back in the NatWest in an instant if I want. So it's like the Bitcoin is the intermediary currency because we work in 190 countries. And as you know, it's PayPal have now approved Bitcoin for their platform as well. So if you have got a Bitcoin wallet where you do cryptos already, you can use that. And if you haven't got one, it probably takes 24 hours to set up with the, they need security ID and all that. Does that answer your question, Ian?
Yeah. Did you say there was any charges for setting up?
They do charge you the transactions on the Bitcoins. It's about, between £3 and £5 to move some money. So it's all transparent and they show there. So there is a charge. I guess it's a bit like when you do international payments on your bank, you'd expect a charge, or when you use your credit card abroad, there's charges, generally speaking. So, but they're minuscule in the grand scheme of things.
Okay, is that good?
Anything else you want to know on that, Ian?
No, it's good. Jen, do you have another question?
It was very much similar to that question, but in addition, so let's say you start on the 300 and then you just want to reinvest the earnings on that. Is that done monthly, or it's whenever you get to the 200%?
It's whenever you get to the whenever you've got the amount, whenever you've earned the amount to withdraw. So if you're a passive investor and you're just working on, if I go to the finance side of things again in the balance, if you just left your money in there and let the system do the work on the trades, then you'd have to wait while your trades build up to the value of so that you've got enough to upgrade to the next pack. If you want to increase the speed on that, like I've done by introducing and getting some referral bonuses called fast start and uni level bonuses, then I was able to upgrade. I took my $300 out. And I had enough to, contribute the 20% to the team bonuses, and I've got 40 quid left that I was talking about. So it was here that I did my withdrawal. So you're really in control of your own speed of growth, depending on whether you want to grow slowly, which is just leave it in there and let the system do the trades, or whether you want to learn how the business works. And like Deborah was saying earlier on, she's created a list of people she wants to get in contact with, and we've said freeze until you've done some training, and then depending on how we support Debbie through that sponsorship process, some people upgrade in a week and some people might take 6 months, and it's entirely your individual's choice.
I've already got someone wanting to do it, so
Brilliant. Well, we can help you with that.
And I was going to say the biggest thing is probably being patient on the Coinbase, because what we're finding is that they're very tight on security, which is good, but it can be frustrating if you want things to happen really quickly, because it doesn't. So, I was just say to people like, take a chill pill, we'll get through it, we'll help you do it. You set up Coinbase, and then you basically, like you say, you're putting bank account money into Coinbase, transferring over to Bitcoin to cash FX to buy. So it's a simple process, but the actual verification for Coinbase security wise can take, like say 24 hours, 48 hours. So just give yourself some time and be patient on that as well.
And also the withdrawal takes a few days. So you'll see here when I've done my withdrawal statuses, I've asked for the money on the 8th of the 11th, and it was paid on the 11th of the 11th. So you have 3 days there. And the 19th here was paid on the 24th. So, depending on if there's a weekend, I think it's about 3 working days to get your money out. So, that's why I'd like to be as totally transparent with, where things, it's not like a bank transfer and it's done in a second or an hour. It does take a while to move for whatever reason.
And also it's new technology. So for people who aren't particularly techno savvy, it can take a bit longer, and it's just about, being patient with it. And, we will do our best to help you, especially just to hold your hand through transferring money and stuff like that. But I know that Dee's very competent, isn't she, Andy, in terms of all that stuff? So she'll be a little whiz kid on our team as well, won't she?
But when we signed up Debs today, her account, her Bitcoin account, because she never used it, it told her, oh, you need to wait 24 hours before you can transfer money. So we just used my Bitcoin account, and then, but it is those things. If I never even thought about it, because I use my Bitcoin account all the time and it's been verified, and I didn't know that if I want to transfer Bitcoin to Bitcoin, it is absolutely fine. I never even thought about it. But then when we signed up Debs, it told us, oh, you have to wait a little while, you have to wait 24 hours. So all those things in mind.
Yeah, great. Cool, that's fantastic. Thank you so much for that. That's brilliant. Right, I've just seen that the lovely Brain Chittick has just arrived on the call. Do you want to unshare, Andy? So literally, I introduced myself to Brian the other day because I was trying to find out what exchange we could use in Dubai, because I've got people I know in Dubai and Australia as well. So I know about Australia, and I've joined the Australian group now for Cash FX in Australia. And literally, Andy Martin, who's one of the guys that I knew when I came into the business, he said, you need to have a chat with Brian. And I thought, well, I'd chat with Brian. So anyway, so literally I've met him yesterday and I said, oi, Brian, we've got this call on tonight. Do you fancy just dropping by and just saying hello to a few of my friends and Andy's friends? And he goes, yeah, of course I will do. So, so Brian, just so to give a bit of background, has been in the industry for 35 years. He's only been in Cash FX for 9.5 months. He started on the $300 pack and he's on the $100,000 pack in 9.5 months. He's also, Andy talked about those ranks. So you've got executive, manager, director. So he's a director. Does that mean you get the Porsche? Yeah, no, you've got the holiday. The Porsche is next.
Next one. Next one.
Well, Ian was on the call. He said, does it come in blue? I said, I don't know. You can ask Brian. But yeah, so very privileged that he's got a team of 3,800, a massive amount of people. But thank you so much, Brian, for your time. I know you've only got a bit of time. I just thought if you could just give us a bit of your background, what made you say yes, and how we can all get to the $100,000 pack at ASAP would be lovely.
Sure. Yeah. Thank you very much for that introduction, Beverly, and nice to meet you too. The thing about this business is we're here to help everyone. And, I always work on the principle of a rising tide lifts all ships. I'll be honest with you, I don't even know what level you are in my business. I'm down about 22 levels, I think, at the moment. I was just checking when I was on the last call there with the Ghana guys. It doesn't matter to me where you are in the team, because at the end of the day, it's about getting everyone else the level of success. We do a training call every Sunday at 12 o'clock. Roy and myself, we do our 2 p.m. presentation every day on the fxstream.team link. We do a presentation in the evenings on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday at 8 p.m. and literally one-to-one private Zoom calls. I've been on Zoom calls all day. And I have another one at 8:30 this evening. No, I initially looked at this business back in November last year. And in fairness, I turned it down. I thought, no, don't like the look of that. And turned it down. But the only thing I would say to that is ignorance is not bliss. And, it's like me trying to look at the screen like this. You're only going to see a very, very tiny piece of the picture. So whatever you do your due diligence, but don't do it on the giggle of Google, because that is a giggle, literally. And that's a mistake that a lot of people make. Talk to people that have been involved. I initially, as I say, was skeptical. I signed up on the 9th of February with a $300 contract. And literally on the 11th, I think it was 10th. Anyway, it's about 10 or 11 days ago, I upgraded to the 100,000 contract. And I just upgraded on Friday my second position to another 100,000 as well. So, you know, I've got 200,000 contracts. My wife's getting upgraded this week. My son, who's full-time in the business now, is on a $20,000 contract. He just qualified as manager earlier this month. And, you know, it's been the most amazing experience I've had in network marketing in 35 years. And I think there are a number of reasons for that. I've been involved mostly with nutrition and health and product-based companies, a few sort of tech and you know, trading and things like that. But the vast majority of my years would have been spent in nutrition, etc. And that's hard work. And I think, you know, when you look at the congruency of the business model that Waskar has created here, every single element and the mission to help everyone create financial freedom, starting with $300 one-off out-of-pocket expense. You know, there's no monthly fees, there's no auto ships, nobody filling your garage full of stock. I've never been involved in any business where 100% of people who join, regardless of what level, make money in their first week. And, you know, we've really got, I believe, the most compelling, if not, well, certainly if not the most compelling online opportunity in the marketplace today. And, you know, we've got 120,000 people globally. That's less than the population of a decent sized town. So the opportunity, you know, there's 0.19% of that 120,000 people have actually achieved any ranks. So we haven't started yet, guys. You know, this, in fact, your timing couldn't be better because, you know, all the glitches, I'm not saying all the glitches, but a lot of the pioneering work has been done. So now is a perfect time to get involved. And I mean, you know, the company have just had their first anniversary event there last week. You know, we're looking at getting the copy trading. When you look at the transparency of the broker, everything about this business is consistent, congruent. Waskar, I mean, how many companies or businesses have you been involved with where the CEO is consistently on open live calls? You know, it's just a very, very compelling business model that's paying everybody. And, you know, we're creating 4 or 5 figure weekly incomes for the members after only 2, 3, 4, 5 months in the business. And I've never, ever had that experience before. So, you know, it's, it's just been fantastic, Beverly.
Great, thank you so much. Quick question, and we'll open it to questions in a minute, but can I just ask you something? You say you've got a second position. Have you just opened another account on a different email address? Is that what you've done?
Well, no, basically, the way I look at any business is, first of all, because Roy and I between us, we've over 60 years experience in networking. And, you know, if you want to come in and get to the top of the business, you must understand the structure and you must understand how to get to the position as quick as possible. So, I mean, if you take Hazel, I'm really looking forward to meeting this lovely lady, you know, our resident grandmother, as she likes to be known. But Hazel has only recently qualified as manager, but she has 62 people sponsored frontline. And, you know, she's making a lot of money. She's on a 100K contract. Okay. But she didn't have the structure in place to get to director and beyond. And, you know, the toughest position to get to in this plan is president, because you need 3 director legs to get to president. There's no point in getting to director and then realizing you need to try and get the structure in place. So the way, you know, I in any business or in networking or in direct sales, whatever it is, I always look what's best for the customer. This is what I attribute a lot of the success to, because people like to buy, they don't like to be sold, and people don't like to be ripped off or feel that they've been taken advantage of. And unfortunately, you know, our industry, there's a lot of people who are greedy and all they can see is pound signs. And you heard Justin say it, you heard Waskar say it, if you forget about the money here and focus on the people, the business will happen. So to answer your question, Beverly, the way that we structured the business, You need 3 legs to get to director. So I took my position. I signed my son up directly frontline. I created a position with a Gmail address for my mother. And I also have another personal friend in Manchester. I've only got 3 people on my front line. Now, I then sponsored about 25 people and put them all directly under my wife and under my son, or sorry, under my mother's position and under my son's position, because that way you're building volume into 3 legs. Okay. So my mum's position is a manager position. It's not director yet, but I have just upgraded it there on, in fact, the 100K comes into effect tomorrow. So I'm now sitting with 200K accounts and a manager business. My son went manager there during the month. My wife actually qualified manager at the weekend. You know, we're building a structure here. I've got the volume for presidential business, but I need to get my son to director and I need my other leg. I've got 2 directors in 1 leg at the moment and my strong leg. So really it's about, you know, if you look at this, there's a lot of people who come into this business purely passively. And if we help people to get the passive income, you know, if you came to me and you said, Brian, I want to put in 10 grand, right? A lot of people go, whoa, whoopie do, that's $1,500 for me, because you get the $1,500 fast start. Now, I would say to you, Beverly, what about bringing your partner, spouse, husband, you know, in below you? You come in with 1 grand, put 3 grand under your partner, spouse, or husband, and you put 3 under, say, your daughter and 3 under your son. That way you're getting a commission that'll accelerate the growth of your contracts. And then everybody you sponsor directly under those 3 positions, you've now got the structure to take you to director. So for people that are going to network, even for the customer, like if somebody puts in 10 grand in the way I've just described it to you, in about 100 weeks, you will have 4 100K accounts paying you between 3.5 and 10 grand a week each. So it's a very, very good. Now, the caveat and the trade-off is that our business is now 22 levels deep and we only get paid 9. So, you know, the amount of business that's all below us that we're not getting paid on, but we're getting the volume, which in turn will help us get to the, you know, the positions as well. So again, it comes back to doing whatever's best for the customer. And that's just how we've literally structured our business. But we've got the fastest growing team in the company right now. So we're doing something reasonably well.
Brilliant. That's awesome. Well, I think I'm going to take that one and have a complete session on that one, because it's like gone, which is good. A question from Ian: is it willable?
Absolutely. I mean, it is a business. It's a willable asset that God forbid anything should happen. Absolutely, of course it can. Yeah.
Okay. And he would like to understand a bit about the copy trading. Is that, how does that work, or like in a sentence? So you don't have to.
I'll be honest with you, Andy. When it's announced and we're told, I'll know more. That's all I can tell you, because really, it's imminent. It'll be in pre-launch very soon, but it will give absolute total transparency to the fact that, you know, where the trades are real. And it will have a massive impact on our business. But in terms of the workings or how it's going to work, I'll be honest with you, it would only be speculation at the minute. So there's no point in trying to answer it.
And in a nutshell, if you want to trade, you can copy what they're doing to try and get maximized profits. That's my understanding.
I think the way it's going to work, Beverly, is we will have our own MT4 account on our mobile or tablet. And whatever way that's set up, you'll not have to do the trades or do the signals, but it'll be done for you where you just put the amounts in. So again, as I say, I'm not quite sure how the mechanics of it will work. Yeah. So it would be wrong to probably try and speculate on that, you know.
Okay, cool, that's fine. Debbie, have you got a quick question as well?
Yeah, Brian, can I just ask you, did you only start with 300?
Yep.
And you've not put any more of your money in? Everything you're trading with is all the profits that you've been earning, what you've been gaining from the trading?
I started with $300 in my account. My wife started with 300. My mother's position was started with 300. My son's position was started with 300. My son's now on a 20K. My wife's about to go up to a 15. My mother's position's just up to 100. I'm up to 100. And I've also taken out about 80 grand to live on. Yeah.
Great. Thank you.
Inspiration. Mary, do you have a quick question, or are you on mute?
Yeah, I just want, just with regards recruiting, from what I understand, you've signed up everyone under your 3 prongs, like a fork, as it were. And so
Yep.
everybody goes under there. You don't have, you haven't got, wider on your first.
The reason, Mary, that I haven't done that is that, look, not everybody wants to get to a presidential business. We know the statistics, and I'm 35 years in this industry. I've done my apprenticeship, and I've had a reasonable amount of success over the years, but I've never made big money. All right. When I say big money, I've had 5-figure checks, but I'm not. I mean, I know guys in this industry making $1 million a month, and that will happen here, I do believe, with this company. But in order to get to the top position, and any direct sales or any network I've got to, I've always aimed to get to the top position. Okay. You need to have the structure right. So I've only focused on 3 legs below me, and everything then goes front line below that, because then obviously you're picking up the fast start bonuses. But if you look at Hazel has put 62 people, in fact it's probably a lot more now, front line to her. So look at the number of fast start bonuses you're getting. I only get 3. You know what I mean? So there is a trade-off.
She was a 68-year-old grandmother. I've heard this story, and she's never done any network marketing in her life before.
Yeah, started with $1,000 on the 23rd of August last year, upgraded to 100,000 on the 23rd of August this year, and she's got a business now, 62 people frontline, turning over a lot, and she's making 12, 15 grand a week plus,
Lovely. I like that story.
It's a great story,
Yeah,
and the beauty of it is the number of stories we're creating here. I'm not who's the upline here, if you don't mind me asking.
I'm enrolled with Andy, so Andy Clark is sort of like my upline, and Debbie's upline.
Terry Lane is the person who sponsored me, and I think it's David Jones who sponsored him.
Jones, and he's basically Andy Martin, I know, and John Welts. You'll know John Welts.
Right. So right.
John,
okay.
So John I know from networking around my area. So he tried to. He sent me loads of, and I didn't get it. Didn't get it with David Jones as well. But then Andy had already been in about a month. Jump on it.
All right. Well, look. I mean, the thing about it is, if you look at some of the success stories, like Neil Slynn is John Welk's upline and a personal friend of John's. And Neil has an incredible story with this business, and him and his wife are now making 30 grand a month plus. And like Neil, on the 1st of June, had 28 people in his team. He decided to go for it, and on the 28th of August, he had 229 people in his team and went manager. He then went director in October. And he'll go president early next year. And, the business is just producing results. Like in the last 30 days, my team have produced $2.43 million in contracts, 1.2 million points. I've already got the points for presidential. But I need my son's leg and the other leg to go director yet. So that's the work that we have to keep doing, Beverly. But
brilliant.
I mean, it's the most enjoyable, pleasurable business I've seen yet. Yeah.
Right. Last question, Andy. You've got one question. Last question, and then we'll let Brian go.
It was just about the tax on the drawings. Do you just put that on your income tax return, or do you have your accountant deal with that? Is it classed as investment income, or is it classed as ordinary income? Or
If obviously everybody's responsible for their own tax affairs, Andy.
Of course, yeah.
I am fortunate. I've got an IFA in my business who specializes in offshore trusts, and legally he hasn't paid a single penny in UK tax for 9 years now. So
Surrounded by clever people.
what do you say, Dev?
We need to get his number.
I'm actually going to get him to do a call some evening for people that are interested. Okay.
Yeah, definitely, Brian. That'd be awesome.
You know, I mean,
I'm
it's
interested.
Interested. Yeah. Excellent. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, look, honestly, it's you know, the business is now kicking in incomes of 10, 12 grand plus a week. And the matrix money, I mean, my first matrix check was $3.96 on the 1st of March. Last week on the 16th of November, it was $7,343.
Wow.
So you know, that's just showing you. And believe it or not, the matrix money in this business is crazy. It's genius, because your matrix will end up paying you more money than pretty much anything else, you know.
And that's the 20%.
Yeah, that's the 20% we lose, you know. Everybody talks about, oh, I'm losing 20%. Yeah. I mean, let me put it to you this way. I was on the phone with a friend of mine this morning who deals at £1 million plus investments and trading opportunities and SBLCs, all that sort of thing. They charge 50% as their fee. Now, if you were with a broker with a managed account giving you passive returns, you're going to be paying anywhere between 20 and 40% a month anyway. Here, the genius of the matrix is that 20% doesn't go to Cash FX. Half of it goes to the matrix, 10% goes to a matching matrix, and then the other 40% goes to the Porsches, Ferraris, watches, iPads. Yeah. So it's a very, very lucrative structure indeed, and one that rewards us very, very well. Yeah.
And there's also a video on this that helps explain it, because I don't understand that just yet. I'm beginning to understand it, but it's very well explained in some of the training videos, isn't it, Brian?
Well, it is, and I mean, it's something that we cover on a Sunday afternoon, usually, Andy, as well, at 12 o'clock.
I'm always on your 12 o'clock Saturday and Sunday. Don't miss them now.
Yeah, we don't do it. It's Ray and Roy, or Ray and Richard do the 12 o'clock Saturday. We do a 12 o'clock Sunday. And I mean, a couple of weeks ago, we had a lady there who worked she used to work as a business manager.
Yeah, Barclay, we watched
in the wealth management department. Yeah. So, you know, you get a lot of invaluable information there, but really we're all about just trying to help people build their teams, get a few people, get success, and start to see some income coming in. Because, you know, if you look at the economic environment right now, the number of people who are out of work, furloughed, businesses closing, it's shocking. And you know, we really do have a solution here that can help anybody. I was in Lanzarote for the last couple of weeks, just got back on Sunday night, and I treated myself to a new bracelet when I was over there, and the jeweler just signed up today that I bought the bracelet from, you know. So it's we can do business anywhere. The young girl who did the entertainment, you know, for people wanting to do archery and all, Pilates and that sort of stuff in the hotel. She was with Juice Plus, and, you know, she's signing up this week for Cash FX. So you can literally talk to people anywhere. Yeah. And don't try and sell it, and don't try and persuade anybody. That's all I would say to you. I've been in direct sales all my life. I sold double glazing, I sold solar panels, slide robes, Kangen water machines, and I very rarely got an order on the night, because I treat people the way I want to be treated, and people like to buy, they don't like to be sold. So,
Brian, I was very intrigued, very interested in what you've said, and congratulations. You seem to really have this this whole network marketing thing down. But you know, hey, if you've been doing it for many years, then you know, I would be the first one to say, if you're not getting it right now, you should go to Lanzarote and sweep the beach. But I'm not a network marketer. You know, I'm here to learn. I've got probably no one to bring to the party unless I say to them, you know, I've invested, I've had an experience, it's been positive, give it a go. But one thing is that I'm really interested in is that how do you know, what is the elevator pitch? What is it that you say, other than your smashing smile and your wink of a twinkle eye? But you know what's the elevator pitch to get someone from, you know, you selling, he's selling you a bracelet to actually, you know, yeah, I'm interested. You know, is there anything there that I can use?
Yeah, I mean, look, I always say whatever works best for you, you know, but I think keep it simple. And you know, one of the pitches that I would use there, it's very, very easy. You've heard John Kinnear talk about it. You can ask someone, have they ever made any money from the Forex industry? Some people might turn around and say, what is that? Or yes or no, or oh no, I had a bad experience. I mean, a very simple, and I've even put this, and hopefully you guys are getting it filtered down through the freedom fighters or whatever WhatsApp group you may be in. But one of the pitches that I use, Nick, is if I could show you a way to make a net 60% return in 6 to 9 months passively from the largest, most profitable industry in the world, is that something would be of interest to you? And I don't, you know, there's no hard sell, there's no it's either a yes or a no. And if you say yes, or you start saying, oh, well, what's that about? Or how does that work? I simply say, look, can I send you a couple of short videos? They're 10 minutes long and I'll phone you back in 20 minutes. Is that okay with you? So again, keep it simple. And, you know, look, here's the thing. And I appreciate that you said, yes, I'm a networker. I'm an experienced salesperson and I love sales. But 95% of people are not salespeople. So do you want to appeal to the 5% of the market, or do you want to appeal to 95%? Keep it real, be yourself. Don't try and be something that you're not. And if your friends, I mean, I don't know what line of business you're in. If you're in property and people know you in property, it's a very easy pitch. Say, look, you know, it's about diversification. I'm not saying put all your eggs in one basket here, but if you're in property and you're in buy-to-lets, for example, you know, you're maybe getting, apart from all the hassle and the expense and everything else, if you're getting 6 or 8% a year return, you're probably doing okay. If I could show you a way to get 5 or 6% a week with a small amount of money, is that something you would diversify to? And I think somebody said it there, put it up in the chat. It's about conversation. It's not about trying to force a pitch. And you know, the pitch opens up. I mean, the guy that I bought the bracelet off, I ended up, you know, we bought a ring for my wife and a couple of things, but I can't even remember what I said to him, but I said something about, oh yeah, if I could make you money while you're sleeping, would that be of interest to you? You know, I have a little acronym that I use, and I talk about Swiss money. You know, so Swiss money is SWISS. Everybody associates the Swiss with wealth, with banking, with, you know, luxury, watches, chocolate, whatever it may be. So the acronym for Swiss is sales while I sleep soundly. In other words, when I get up in the morning, there's more money there when I went to bed. Would that idea appeal to you? You know,
so you don't really in that intro kind of go into the sort of Forex trading.
No, not at all.
No, because that you see, as soon as because that kind of like puts the fear of God into me, because as soon as it's like sort of like going up to you know, a beautiful place in France and saying bonjour, and then they think that you actually speak French, and they kind of come back to you and go, oh, well then you can speak French, and you know, here we are, you know, because Forex trading is, you know, something quite complex, and you need to be able to.
Yeah. I mean, if they ask you what it's about, Nick, you say, "Oh, what's that about?" I say, "Well, look, I show people how to make passive income from the Forex industry, which is the largest, most profitable liquid market in the world. How does that work? Would you watch a little video? Boom, you know." And it's just keeping it simple.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people are they try to sell too much, you know. There's an old adage.
I was going to say, we've also got, we just to cut you off there, we have actually got also videos, Nick, which we're part of a power build team. You know that one, Brian?
Yeah,
well, that's what we're part of. And we've got literally 6 videos that talk about exactly all of this. I'm just cognizant of Brian's time.
I'm okay for another 10 minutes, guys, but
that's been really helpful. That's been really helpful, Brian. Thanks for that.
I mean,
that's fine.
Look, here's a couple of things. We've got 2 of these and 1 of these. Let's try and keep them in that proportion when we use them. Okay. You can't give someone a drink from a fire hose. And as Ray talks in one of the first trainings about excitementitis, you know, one of the things that people say to the, and you will get this a lot, will be, "Oh, sounds too good to be true." Right? Hands up, anybody has had that response. Okay. What do you say to someone when they say that? Okay. Do you know what I say to them? Is that a good enough reason not to look?
Yeah.
So if someone says to me, "Oh, sounds too good to be true," I say, "Is that a good enough reason not to look?" Okay.
That's a brilliant answer, Brian, because we are only asking people to take a look, aren't we?
Correct.
You know,
No, you've got it, Andy. Yeah. And I mean, at the end of the day, you know, whether people do it or don't do it, it's not going to affect my check.
No.
So, you know, it's up to them.
No.
And if we can if you take it away from people, look, I've seen a number of people, and look, there's an old adage, hungry eyes don't sell. And there's a lot of people right now are desperate. But if you come across as desperate, guess what? People are going to run a mile. So it's about taking it easy and an easy approach. And I've been desperate. Let me tell you, you know, I was in a desperate state when I joined this business back in February because we had a lot of bad experiences and losses last year. And I was literally on my arse in February. And that's being honest with you. But I'm a great believer that the only time we're ever beaten is when we don't get back up. So what choice do we have? You know, and I mean, people, I've seen it in this industry so many times. And a lot of it comes down, again, I think it's great what Justin said and what the Waskar said. If you look at Waskar as a person, I haven't met him yet, but he just comes across as a person of integrity who cares about people. And, you know, if we can help enough people here, it comes back to the Jim Rohn thing. If you help enough people get what they want, you won't need to worry about what you want. And, you know, just those little things, and being able to say to people, I can tell you right now, the more confidence you have about this business, the more knowledge you have about it, then it's a bit like a dog. And you hear me talking about this on the training, Andy, about a dog smelling fear. If somebody's scared of a dog, it'll sense it like that. And the same thing applies here. If you're desperate or you're trying to sell or you're not confident, you know, and someone says, "Oh, that sounds like one of those pyramid things," what do you say to them? Like if somebody says to me, "Oh, that sounds like a pyramid thing," I say, "Absolutely." What? I say, "Absolutely. Yeah. What do you do for a living?" You know, banking, finance, military, government, ordinary job, no matter what business, job or profession you're in, it's a pyramid. The only difference with our pyramid is it's an inverted pyramid because I earn more money than my upline. Is that fair? Okay. It's the most noble profession in the world. It pays out more and has made more millionaires than any other business on the planet. But most people are ignorant. Right? And if you ask questions, as opposed to telling or you know, making statements to people, ask questions. But you know, the old thing there that I was saying, if somebody says sounds too good to be true, just say, "Is that a good enough reason not to look?" And they say, oh, well, not really. I said, that's fine. I'm not here to force you, you know. But like right now, in the environment we're in, people need an extra income. They need a string to their bow. If I could show you how to make an extra £100 a week passively, Andy, would that be something that might be of interest to you?
Absolutely. Of
And
course.
by the way, talk about earning 50 or £100 a week. Don't be talking to them about earning 10 grand, because people can't relate to that.
Yeah.
You know, don't talk to them about earning 20 grand, 50 grand, or 100 grand a month. Talk to somebody about what they need, not what you need. So, if, you know, Deb, if I could show you how to make an extra £100 a week, would that be handy for you?
That would be wonderful. I'll be happy with £50.
There you go.
I'm on
Okay.
board anyway. I've literally started this yesterday and I'm on board, you know. I think it sounds wonderful. So I'm just going to take the guidance and watch the videos and learn.
Well, we'd be delighted to have you on the trainings and whatever. As I say, if it can be of any help.
Where can I find the link then, Brian, to do the Sunday afternoon one?
The Sunday afternoon, I'll put it up in the chat here.
Andy will share with him, 'cause Saturday and Sunday at 12 o'clock UK are really.
But the Saturday one's a different link. That's Ray and
Yeah. I know, but they're both very, very good. So yeah, don't worry, Deb. Andy will give you.
All right.
Yeah, and they go in our team chat every Saturday.
Brian, I just want to say thank you so much for jumping on. It's really
Absolutely,
taught us a lot. We're really, really appreciative. Thank you so much. Yes, to say that we've only been in here a month, we're very excited, and yeah, we're really excited, and thank you so much.
Well done, Brian.
Yeah, thank you very much, Nick. I hope that was helpful.
Thank you so much.
Just give me a call when you're the president.
Hey, listen, guy, I have a very simple philosophy. A couple of very simple philosophies. A, treat everybody the way you want to be treated. B, titles and egos don't pay direct debits. Okay. And I can tell you that from experience. So, you know, this business about, oh, I'm a president or I'm a this or that, who gives a shit? Quite honestly, it's nice to have it. But really it ain't going to pay any bills. So, you know, just think about it in that respect.
You just
It's
like the
lovely.
carrot, Brian, don't you? Just give you a carrot.
Yeah,
we
but
just won the prizes. I'm gunning for the iPad.
Yeah, we want to.
To start
we
with.
want to help you get there. Listen, very quickly, I've just put a link to our team resource site, and I would absolutely recommend that everybody goes to that site, and especially Why Cash FX. Go and look at the videos there. Go and look at the trainings, etc. And that's the Welcome Your Dream lifestyle. Okay.
Yeah.
So listen, I'm going to have to run. I've got to go and get into this other meeting. Lovely to meet
Thank
everyone.
you so much, Brian. Lovely to meet you too.
Thank
We'll
you,
look
Brian.
forward-
Great.
We'll look forward to you joining the trainings, or I mean, I do a live presentation every day at 2 o'clock.
How do we find the link for that? Is that
Yeah,
in
where's
that?
the link?
That's the one, fxdream.team.
So we didn't know you did a training every day or a presentation every day.
presentations.
Yeah,
they're live
2
at
o'clock.
2.
Yep.
Okay.
And then 8 o'clock on a Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday night as well. And Sunday at 12 o'clock for the training. Okay.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Thanks so much.
Thank you very much.
Gotta go, guys. Thank you. Nice to meet you all.